All right, which way is the sun? Sun's off to my left, which means I got to go to the right. And it looks like there's a bit of pavement here. You know what? I just want to be in the gravel, don't I? I don't know how I'm going to get out of this, but I want the bike in the background. Oh, geez. Ay. Look, I bought the Nikon 16-50 F2.8 for my Nikon Z30. Welcome back to Creator Reality, my friend. I'm John, and today we're going to take a closer look at this lens and answer the question, is it really worth 900 bucks? I'm not going to read through spec sheets, and I'm not going to bore you with test charts and all the sharpness, whatevers. I'm not a professional photographer. What I am is a guy who uses his Nikon Z30 on a regular basis. Anybody who's been following the channel for a while knows that I record my talking heads on this Nikon Z30. But up until now, I've been using the kit lens, the kit 16-50. Now we've got the big boy. So is it really worth 900 bucks? And what do I think of it? Those are the questions we should be asking. I've had this thing for like a month. I drove through the dark one night to meet a guy off Facebook to buy it used. I actually found one used, even though it was released late 2025. This is a big lens. If I hold up the kit lens to it, you can see it's like 2.5, 3 times as long, but it's also externally zooming, so it gets even longer still. I'm not a huge fan of that part, but I get it. But this is the kit lens. This is the big boy lens. It's got that constant aperture of f2.8, which I happen to love. We're on the Canon R6 Mark II right now with the 15-35 f2.8 L lens. Yeah, that's a mouthful. And it's a lot of lens, and it's a lot of money. But for a run and gun situation, I want to bring this with me, and the camera you have with you is the one you're going to use, right? I've used this one in several scenarios, so we're going to drop in some B-roll and pictures around here. I'm on the side of the road, which should be plainly obvious, but there's cars driving by and they're slowing down, so they're wondering, who's this guy on the side of the road? Well, I'm John from Creator Reality and Road Reality. It's my motorcycle. I'm out on a ride today. The whole tour pack, side note, the whole tour pack is full of camera gear. Take a look at this lens. There's a fly on it. It is a beautiful bit of kit. Put the lens cap back on. So now that we've done the intro to this lens, let me put the lens hood back on before I break something. Did I do it? I didn't do it. I got to do it right. I don't know what I'm doing. There we go. It's clicked in. All right, let's switch to this camera for the rest of this video. Hey, there we go. Now we're set up on the Nikon Z30. This is what we look at. We're at f2.8 ISO 140. It's auto ISO, and we're at 1/800 shutter speed. I'm not a professional photographer or videographer. I want the camera to do it all and do it well, which is why I was unhappy with the kit lens, because that f3.5 just didn't really do it for me. There wasn't enough bokeh and it wasn't smooth enough. What I found with this lens is that there's a lot more bokeh. And when you zoom in to that 50mm focal range, which we can do right now, you can see there's like compression and stuff there. And I gotta be way back here. Where, am I even in frame? I don't wanna dump my bike, but I'm behind the bike now. Which one is it focusing on? I have no idea. But zoomed into 50mm, still at f2.8. Buttery bokeh, or bokeh. Which one is it? Leave me a comment below. Which one is it? I love it. I think the bokeh on this thing is phenomenal. Now, my first test was actually at night, because I did drive at night and I wanted to test it out right away. And what I found was it is nice and bright. We can see everything. And my ISO is at 5,000. And if you know, you know. So this is a scene very similar to what I shot at Legoland, where I was sitting in the middle of the night. This image is probably pretty noisy at about an ISO of 9,000. There's one light over there, one light back here. This might actually have just a tiny bit more light. Let's go back over here. There's less light now, and I'm at ISO 5,000. I'm not a physician? I'm not a physics guy. I'm not a physician either. I'm barely a YouTuber, but either way, I noticed it right off the bat. Less noise, better details. In fact, I did a side-by-side of the kit lens and this lens in a talking head scenario where the only difference was the lens and the ISO. And in this case, I went from 640 to 320, and the results are astounding. That right there made it worthwhile for me to have purchased this lens, which I did get used, so I didn't pay MSRP for it. Now, look at this. I'm watching the little screen, right? And you can see that the autofocus is following me very well. It is super fast. It's got a little yellow box around my eyeballs, and it's just following me. The autofocus on this thing is phenomenal. It seems to me anyway, that it is way faster than the kit lens. And especially at night, it really locks on target and keeps it going. Keeps it going? Words. I need more coffee. If you're wondering why I'm not using it handheld, while it does have 5 stops of stabilization, it's such a lightweight package. I mean, yes, this lens is what, 330 grams compared to 135 or whatever, but the Nikon Z30 with this lens on it is still very lightweight, and I find I get too many jitters. And I want the best video quality for you today. Speaking of which, it is a bigger lens, so it is not pocketable. This is the Tulio camera bag that I'm carrying it in today. And even with the lens hood on the Nikon Z30 with that lens on there, there's still plenty of room to fit in here. And this bag was like 20 or 30 bucks on Amazon. So I'll leave a link to this down below as well. This bag works great. It's a sling bag, so it's got one strap. Not great for bikes or on motorcycles, but it fits in the tour pack on the back of my Harley. So I use that, and I just slot it in next to my Canon camera bag, which is much bigger. So it's still like a day pack type of situation, but it's not pocketable like your kit lens was gonna be. And since the weather is now rolling in and I gotta get home, I should mention that this has a metal mount and weather sealing, whereas the kit lens doesn't. So if you're like me and you're afraid of getting your stuff broken and damaged, waterlogged, then this lens is a solid upgrade. Something else I really like about this lens is because it's got that longer barrel on it, it's way easier to work the controls. The zooming and the manual focus, not that I use manual focus often, way easier and nice and smooth compared to the kit lens, which is a little bit fiddly for those of us with larger hands. So what's my verdict on this lens? If you have the money and you want to upgrade from the kit lens and you don't mind spending more than the body on a lens, which I don't now, I highly recommend it. I think it's worth the 900 bucks, but if you can get it for a deal, yeah, jump on it. It is night and day, big time difference over the kit lens for every reason I have already mentioned. The only downside I see so far is the price. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate your time today. If you have any questions or comments about this lens, drop them down below, where those affiliate links will be in my video description. Until next time, check out this video here, which is a review of the studio microphone I use, because you know, it fits in with the talking head situation. Anyway, I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you over there. Goodbye.